All right.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome on into Speed Gaming. It is the Link to the Past Randomizer League Week 1. We've got a matchup between Team Error 216, represented by Thalane, and Team Missing Bow, represented by Taale. This is going to be a good one. My name is Westside Vattel. With me on comms is WolfLink0370. And we're going to get started here very shortly. This should be entertaining.
Good afternoon, everyone. Indeed, we are going to get started here in a little bit. And to give just a quick breakdown here, this is, of course, Week 1, so it's just going to be open 7-7 defeat Ganon. Pretty standard seed here. Although, Taale has sort of an uphill battle here because Thalane was not part of Era 216 in Season 1. Thalane was actually part of Team Awesome, who won the first season of the league.
Indeed. Chose to go a different direction than his former championship winning teammates this year. We'll see how it works out. This is going to be the first matchup between these two and the first matchup in their division, and we are underway. Different starts right off the bat. Nothing too interesting in Earlink's house or Sanctuary there.
No. And we have a matchup here. Red Pendant at Desert. We saw a 5-6 crystal at Eastern, and Hera was just the first crystal that you're supposed to get. Crystal 1.
Alright then. Alright, so Taale looks like she is attempting to grab a tree pole here. Gets
nice
it.
Tree pole. That's a really good one.
Yeah, that's a really good tree pole. Don't have to worry about bombs. Alright. Just raiding Uncle's wallet for some cash. As you do.
So, of course, I should also mention here, folks, that these two are much part of a bigger whole. Thalane is part of Era 216. Taale is part of Missing Bow. Both these runners are part of the Dark World Conference, and they are specifically part of, checking notes,
Misery Mire.
The Misery Mire division, yes. I had it written down.
I have an entire notepad here myself.
So, if you haven't seen the league before for Season 2, it's broken down into two conferences, the Light World and the Dark World, and each conference has 4 divisions in it.
Nice early flute there for Thalane on the mushroom spot.
I mean, that's a lot of fast travel we just have all of a sudden.
Yep. So it looks like this seed might be opening up a little bit early here. We'll see if we continue to get items to bear that out. So this is going to be the first matchup in the division, the entire division here. So the winner of this race will take an early share of the lead in the Misery Mire division with 3 points. Unless these two happen to tie, which is defined by SRL rules as within 2 seconds of each other, then it's just 1 point. But still, should give them a early grip on the division. Until later this afternoon, when other members of the division are facing off. I'll have to dig down into my notes for that. But let's see here. That'll be Yodanashi versus Ridley Dragon, Land of the Blind versus Team Challenged, and that will be occurring on this very channel at 8:30 tonight.
Yeah, a lot of races coming up just across the board here, and we're only getting started with the league.
Yeah. I went to go list down all of the races to maybe be able to talk about them on air, and then I realized that there are 10 further races tonight, as we get an early bottle in the Kakariko Well.
Early bottle means sick kits available, and we get some armor as well. We got a blue shot guy now. And the cape. Ooh.
And a sword. Oh, are you thinking what I'm thinking?
Are you thinking Aga 1, maybe, on the table? Well, we need that lamp for it to be a thing. And there's the flippers.
Well, there's the flippers, yeah, indeed. Alright, and there is the flute activation for Thalane.
So Thalane
Give
will
that bird a
probably...
bit of a chance to spread its wings. I mean, it's been trapped in a statue for good gracious knows how long.
Indeed. So there's something I like personally doing with the bird. I'm not sure if Thalane will do it, because Thalane is a different runner than I am. I tend to use the flute to go check to make Agina a little bit more viable in my early game routing if I get an early flute.
Fair. Agina does tend to be one of the most overlooked Spear Zero checks simply because of the kind of out of the way nature of it. We'll see what our runners decide to do with that information here. As Taale not too far behind in the activation of the flute there.
Yeah, I'd say both runners are fairly even right now, even though there is a few steps between Thalane and Taale right now. Keep in mind, Taale has done a little bit of the escape area, checking Uncle on the leg.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. This is by no means a decided race at all. This early, there's variance that can occur and probably will occur shortly. As Thalane gonna go ahead check library ledge and race game. Library ledge just gonna have 50 rupees.
The interesting thing I'm going to see here is the divergence of them using the flutes.
Yep.
Are they just going to flute to 7 and check the South Shore as one would normally do? Are they going to make a deviation, check Agina? Or are they just going to flute to 5 and go check Eastern Palace?
Yeah, the world is very open. Me personally,
That's a hammer.
that's gonna change some things. I think Hammer's gonna open up. No, it doesn't open up too much yet, but that also is going to shift things a bit towards Dark World access. Now we just need Moon Pearl and one glove.
Moon Pearl and one glove versus finding the lamp for Dark World access.
Yep. I don't.
Okay.
Hook shot. Okay.
So, based on what we have, Hera is now an option. And it
Yep.
can be full cleared. Depending on where the big key is. Well, actually, no, not even that, because we could potentially just use one of our newest tricks we discovered known as Hera Pot.
Indeed. With that hook shot, we can, and bombs, we can clip into the left side pot in the first floor of Tower of Hera and skip the basement that way, and skip the need for the big key entirely. Relatively new tech and has been put to use a few times already. We'll see if it gets used today. Thalane was practicing it prior to the beginning of this race, so there's the mushroom.
And a lot of health as well. Very healthy start here. We're on, what? That's 7 hearts blue?
Yeah. Very healthy start to the seed so far. There's the map check on Taale's end.
The lane not wasting any time, gonna check the mushroom immediately. Makes sense, you have the flute.
Icebreaker is not a legal glitch. A decision has not been reached on Icebreaker yet, so it is not legal. And the mushroom is gonna lead to a second bottle already pre-filled with blue goo. That is one very, very generous sample right there. Icebreaker refers to a new glitch found using the Cane of Samaria, I believe, in Ice Palace that allows you to basically bypass a lot of Ice Palace. It is very, very quick, and very similar tech is used in another glitch called Diver Down, which is also not legal in this league. We are getting a little bit off track there, keeping it to things in the league. Looks like Taale is going to go ahead and use that flute to make Ice Rod Cave a bit less of a walk.
Yeah, I'm surprised none of them have gone to the mountain yet, to be perfectly honest. That's a lot of items at their disposal. 7 items on the east side alone.
Mm-hmm.
And also, up to Hera, collect all the items up there.
And we already have knowledge of 3 bottles.
3 bottles
So,
is nuts to have this early.
yeah. Chat pointing out they do not have a fire source yet. So if there happens to be an item in that Tower of Hera basement, it's going to be locked behind fire. Yes, we do have the ability to skip it with the Hera pot, but that's only really useful if that basement contains the big key. If there's anything else down there that our runners might need, we need a fire source.
Well, we have the
Quake
Quake Medallion. And yeah, there's also the extra little snafu that the required progression item could be in the big key chest of Hera as well.
Yeah. All right, using those flippers, our hobo has the Master Sword. Okay. Former hero out under the bridge.
I'm not really worried that the lamp's gonna show up soon.
Yeah.
Like, they're giving us every other tool for Aghanim except for the lamp.
Alright, so just bombs on Lake Kylie Island. Taale, I think, was... Well, nope, still going back in there. We're gonna check and see what the Zora ledge has.
Oh, that is a huge find for Thalane, finding the mirror in Zelda's cell that'll let him save a ton of backtracking. And there's the fire up for Taale.
In Waterfall Ferry.
Now, here's the thing. That puts Hera completely in logic.
Indeed it does.
As it does some of our Dark Rooms, because that is now incorporated into Dark Room navigation logic. If there are torches you can light along the way, you can get through the room.
Yep. So the most significant things that does for us is in the current moment is that puts the pathway to Armos Knights in logic in Eastern. It puts Dark Cross in logic in Hyrule Castle. Those are the 2 relevant to us at the moment. It can also put the dark U-shaped hallway in Palace of Darkness in logic without the lamp. However, we need Dark World access for that first.
Yeah. The Fire Rod, however, as we should probably note, cannot be used as a replacement for, say, going up to Aga Tower. Yes, there are torches there you can light, but not all of the rooms have torches you can light, so you do need the lamp.
Correct. Alright, so looks like Taale is following Thalane's footsteps here. Bo is going to be up top of Spectacle Rock, which is going to be a problem for Taale here, because she has not gone down into escape for that mirror. She's not going to be able to grab that, whereas Thalane is.
Yeah, that is a bit of a problematic thing, but Taale will be the first to check the right side. Turtle Rock not required, and I believe we saw the other 5-6 over in Thieves Town. I missed the green pendant, though.
I did not see the green pendant, but I can confirm the 2 observations you just made. Thalane grabbing that bow, of course, and heading directly into Tower of Hera. Shield in the sub-basement. So that's 1 item out of the 2 that are in here.
Small key or big key, which one is it?
That's going to be the big key, so we are not going to need to see Herapot today.
No, and with 1 item left.
Coffee break, but we'll see.
Yeah, there still might be an item in the basement for all we know.
Right, nice clean room there for Thalane. Meanwhile, Taale just going into Paradox Cave here. There's the lamp!
Oh boy, there we go. Egg is on the table.
Yep. Aghanim 1 indeed on the table here. Unless this Paradox Cave is just loaded beyond compare. Still need that glove, still need the moon pearl. I've found neither so far.
There's
There,
the
well,
Pearl.
yeah. I
Commentator's
think
blessing
that's
right
about
there.
the 10th time that's happened to me on commentary. I'll say something, and then the next chest open will be what I was talking about.
Alright, so Aga's now fully in logic, and this is Dark World through Aghanim access.
Aga not quite dead unless we missed a glove somewhere on Thalane's side.
I'm not seeing one. Ooh!
Oh, Moldorm making his presence felt. Just a little piece of love on Floating Island, so that will not be coming into play today. Hammer strats for Thalane, 3 whacks on the tail, there we go.
Yep, down goes Moldorm. And I believe our tracker...
There's the glove!
Oh,
so
there we
that's
go!
Dark World access.
Error 216 gets dodgeable with Thalane in finding that glove there. Taale will find it, of course, as well.
Indeed.
For a second there, I thought it was Aga.
Yep. Yeah, I don't see how Taale leaves Death Mountain without at least popping into Tower of Hera. Here. Looks like they are indeed reclimbing Death Mountain here, and will be making their way to Tower of Hera. Thalane, meanwhile, gonna go ahead, do Spiral Cave, and I would assume Paradox. And Thalane will receive that Moon Pearl and have their Dark World access.
So Elbot 2 our tracker in chat there. Shout out to him for keeping the items of today for us thus far this seed. Has said that it's either Swamp or what was it, Mire that you said? I'm double checking. Swamp or Ice. That was the green pendant. So we'll have to get a better idea when we see the maps from Taale. Just keep an eye on those 2 dungeons.
Mm-hmm. And a good point brought up from chat. Taale receiving Dark World access is going to pull them away from Escape, which has that mirror.
Well, it's an inconvenience to not have the mirror, but as we know right now, it may not be required. Yes, we do have a bow on the Spectacle Rock, but bows are progressive in version 31. We could find a second bow, and Taale can have that be their intended bow.
Right. Alright, so was trying to line up the bomb jump there, got a little feisty, and is gonna fall 2 levels back down.
Oh, that's a bit of a rough one, unfortunately.
Yep. Alright, Thalane receiving his Dark World access, and he's gonna actually check, oh, yeah, this is entirely plausible here. Gonna hammer over to the Dark World portal here. He's gonna loop Palace of Darkness in here.
Yeah, Pod Eastern, classic play.
Yep.
Has the tools to clear both.
Indeed he does.
And he can even check Sahasrara on the way through.
And doesn't line it up there. I know some runners like to pull out the mirror and check Saha here, and there it is right there. I do not believe Thalane has broken logic at any point, no.
No, I don't think we have seen any sort of logic break this seed thus far.
Oh, Moldorm almost knocking Taale into the center hole there. And there's my first mishap on pronouncing Taale's name. Whoops.
If there's been any sequence break that's happened this seed, it's just been getting the old man waypoint on Death Tower here, and that's fairly easy.
Yeah, both runners actually did do that. That's correct. That's the only time we've seen a logic break. However, as it was a dead end, it is very quickly forgotten. Not only because of that, but also because, again, the Old Man Dark Room is fairly easy once you get the hang of it.
It's also a moot point because we found the lamp on Death Mountain anyway.
Yep. All right, there's an early big key in Palace of Darkness.
Ooh.
Thalane, where are you going? Oh,
Taale.
wait, pushes out.
Taale's doing a check not many people do right away.
This has been paying off for people lately. I will say. I've seen multiple races in recent days where progression has been here. I saw Mirror on it the other night. Unfortunately, it's just a heart container in today's race. But I saw Mirror on it the other night, and a book was on it in my week 1 league race. Unfortunately, does not pay off.
Taale is going to be using the strength to check down here in the back 3 chests. We have not seen these yet.
Correct. First item there for Thalane in Palace of Darkness being a heart container.
Already up to the second row. There's been a lot of hearts to see. Jeez.
Nothing of note in the back of Escape.
Yeah, and it looks like because of how we found it, I think safe to say that the small key's in Dark Cross.
Yep. All right. So Thalane weaving his way back to the back of Palace of Darkness here. Oh, forgot about the switch. I've been doing that a lot myself lately. Oh, intentional fall there, I'm assuming. Yep.
Yeah, it's actually perfect sense. That way you don't have the hard hat beetles blocking your way.
As we have so much stuff in Dark World Access in 20 minutes, there's a lot. There was a lot of progression in the light overworld today. We'll put it that way.
All right, Taale's gonna be checking the Village of Outcast region, and we may get a look at the map here.
Yep.
There it is, and it is Swamp Palace. That is the green pendant. So the mirror may not be required this season.
Which is good news for, I almost said Link. Taale.
Thalane, meanwhile, though, found the Titan's Mitts in the dark basement of Pod.
Yep. So let's see here. We're looking at Fire Rod and Meyer Medallion and Cane of Samaria.
Cane of Samaria and Meyer Medallion for Go Mode at this point.
Yep.
We know.
Oh yeah, because Fire Rod's in yeah, that one spot.
Well, that just made things more spicy. That's the Book of Adora that Thalane just found. You could barely not see it.
Boy. And 300 rupees.
Thalane does have Zora money, so going to get that Fire Rod is only inevitability at this point.
Just a bloopy in the big chest. And with that, I think we're going to see Thalane head down towards Helm's Arcane. Well, not without a small key, at least, first. There we go.
This is going to be a small key here, though.
Yep. All right. Meanwhile, Taale is going to take that Fire Rod and the Master Sword and all of the backups we've gotten, because, good lord, we have found pretty much all of the bottles already.
Pretty much.
She is going to attempt to take on Mothula here.
Yeah, 10 hearts Mothula feels pretty good. Has a decent amount of magic as well. Has a green potion as well as a blue potion. The melee does not really matter too much because the main damage is the spikes.
Yep. Oh, does unfortunately not quite get the vines cut down before she gets bunny beamed. You have a key already. What are you doing?
Taale probably wants the other key because I think Taale went front to back or back to front.
Oh, yeah, valid point.
So that'll make it cleaner to check
Everything
the front
else.
half.
Yep. All right, so the Mothula fight begins for Taale here.
Those spikes do a whole heart of damage. I think the beams do a whole heart of damage as well.
On blue mail, yes, I believe you're right.
And unfortunately, the moth ignores damage if it gets bumped into a spike.
Yep, because Link to the Past was a very well-coded video game. And unfortunately, the moth is taking full advantage of that immunity and is staying up in the corner of the room, close to those spikes, not really giving Taale any opportunity to do any sort of damage. Dueling boss fights here as Thalane is heading into the Helmassar King fight. 17 bonks with that hammer, and then I believe it's 6 arrows. I can't remember how many Master Sword swings it is.
It's 8 arrows. But it's going to look to be using the hammer, which will be only 4 swings.
Aha. Alright, does so. And Taale takes a death. I don't think there's a fairy. There is not. That's unfortunate.
Second curse of the game, sorry, for Thalane. And we're only 25 minutes in?
Yeah.
We're going by pretty quickly.
Yeah, and we're only 25 minutes in, and we're potentially just one item away from go mode, because Misery Mire could have Quake as its entry. And I said go mode, I meant no mode, because Thalane has not gone to Waterfall yet.
Don't worry, I've done that many a time before.
We could theoretically need a different medallion, and we could also theoretically need the boots for desert. No, we should. Correction, the Gan's Tower Big Key, because desert is a pendant.
Well, we could still need the boots if Kane Samari ends up being on the Tortured Desert.
Fair. Alright, Taale working her way back towards the moth. Oh, this is... that's...
intentional.
I know. But I'm also just kind of thinking it might have just been faster to go back and grab the full magic decanter out of the bombable wall.
It might.
Especially when things like that happen and you're losing hearts to falling down the hole.
Well, there's also 2 whole heart spawns here as well, and I think that's what Taale is also trying to get their hands on.
Alright. Thalane, meanwhile, continuing the double play here, is in Eastern Palace.
Did get the 3rd Stalfos spawn, unfortunately. We've only found 1 item here in Eastern.
Alright, and as traversal continues here, now would be a good time to remind you, if you're enjoying the action, follow the runners with the links that the Fear Agent just dropped in chat. Plenty of great League action still to come on Speed Gaming and the ALTTPR League channels today. 12 matches scheduled, 10 of which have restreams, because we have just that much support from this incredible community. Alright. Oh, I just realized Thalane's still on Fighter Sword, because Thalane has not done the checks yet. Another death on Mothula for Taale. That's unfortunate.
Yeah, unfortunately Taale does not have the blue potion that's on the witches.
And that's going to be a saving quit. I think Taale just realizing she needs to take a break and decompress from that particular boss fight.
Yeah, it's always kind of annoying when you have to leave the boss to come back later. But that's how the fight goes sometimes with Moth.
Yeah. Speaking from personal experience, tilting to a boss usually does more harm than good, because if you're tilting to a particular boss and keep trying to go at it, it becomes kind of like a snowball effect. You just get angrier and angrier, and you keep doing worse and worse. And I think a little bit of that is was happening to Taale, and she fortunately recognized it and decided to cut it off before it got too big.
Yeah, the question is, with those blue potions, does Taale go back? Meanwhile, beautiful Armos execution there. Another map on a boss.
Hey, now that you've beaten the dungeon and have no need to come back to it, here, have a map of it.
Pretty much.
And that is going to be Thalane's third crystal at just 30 minutes into the seed. And yes, the daily races are open for anybody to participate. If they're being restreamed, you have the possibility of being on restream, yes, but you don't have to be known to participate in those races. I got my start, as I'm sure you did as well, Wolflink, participating in those dailies, just being an unknown. So...
Actually, I just started commentating. Straight
Oh,
up.
okay then. Well then.
And Bombos is required for Misery Mire. We do have one more piece of the puzzle before the seed can be cleared.
Well, let's see if the key's underneath the doormat here in Mire Shed.
Silvers!
Silvers, however.
And the Titan's Mitts are in Palace of Darkness, which are available to Taale. So Taale does not need the Mirror of the Sea. It'll be more convenient to get that bow, of course, but...
Right, because what if Taale wants to find a bow before they go into Palace of Darkness or Eastern? They could stumble around for a while before they even think of going to Palace of Darkness and Eastern if they're looking for a bow.
Fair counterpoint, I'll give you that. And even then, the mirror could be required to find the Cadence of Maria as well. We don't know yet.
Yeah. Could be in Swamp. Is this race for the right to use Shy Guy Sprite in the league? Nice. Alright, so Taale heading back to the Mothula fight with the backups in place now. Mothula is just not being kind with the spike RNG right now, unfortunately for Taale. Meanwhile, Thalane heading into Thieves Town. The inexorable march towards the fourth crystal here for Thalane.
Moth not playing nice. Now there are the spikes.
Yeah. Taale playing some dodgeball down to a heart and a half. There we go. Thank you.
Yeah,
this is how high strung I am. I would have been pulling that blue potion out a little bit sooner than Taale did, but
just maybe like one more slash.
I haven't been counting. Nope, unfortunately not. A good point from chat. Hammer is available for Mothula and does do tempered damage.
Yeah.
You do have to get up close and personal though, and when you've already taken 2 deaths to Moth, you really don't want to hug the Moth more than absolutely necessary. There we go.
And all that for the big key.
And
but another crystal as well.
Yep. And for Taale, that's got to be a nice deep exhale and all right, the The windmill is dead. Now I can continue with the seed. Alright, and Thalane continuing the trek through Thievestown. I missed most of the front four. Looking at the tracker, doesn't really look like anything of note happened.
There was at least one item, and I saw the compass and the big key, which the big key has to be in the front.
Right.
So at most 2 items, at minimum 1, and it wasn't anything important.
Yeah, Moss RNG can really just wreck your day if the moth decides to not play nice.
Okay, there were 2 items. I just saw the menu check. There's the third. The lane does not have the map, so it is in the basement or on Blind himself.
Specifically, the mirror was in Zelda's cell to continue an answer from chat on where the mirror was.
Yes. And the mirror locks a bow currently on Spectacle Rock. We don't know if it locks anything else. Another bow is available in Misery Mire's shed.
Yeah, which requires the Titans to get to, which are in the dark hallway in Palace of Darkness. And I know, again, speaking personally for myself as a runner, I usually try to avoid Palace of Darkness and Eastern without a bow, but Taale's going to be running out of options here pretty quick. And there's a heart piece in Skull Woods.
So we have a hammer-locked dungeon here on Thalane's end. And it's purely because of key logic. We have a small key locked in the big chest, so
the line has the last item.
Yep. I was about to say, Blind can never have the small key on him for logical reasons. So if you get to Maiden's Cell without finding the small key, you can pretty much guarantee that there's an item on Blind. The lane looks to be on script.
Yeah.
2 heads down.
Blind is probably the other trouble. Yeah, there it is. Blind's down. But yeah, Blind is really the other trouble boss if you don't follow that pattern. He is very annoying to fight when you have to refight him. He's probably the worst boss in the game as a result.
The lane just melting through this seed right now. 4 crystals in under 40 minutes.
Yeah, but it's almost time to start the item hunt mode.
Yep.
You need to find a fire rod. And actually does not have access to ice palace at all. Which, if Taale goes there after finding the Titan bits, could be the leg up Taale needs.
Fire Rod is in Waterfall Cave. Okay. So Village of Outcasts, relatively quiet today, item-wise. What is Mr. Alec Baldwin going to have for us today? We're about to find out.
I haven't heard him call that in a while.
One of my favorite nicknames has just kind of stuck with me over the years playing Rando. 30 random number between 1 and 30 digs gets you whatever is hidden in this game here. Up to 15s. Wow, 22 digs looked like for that last bottle?
I counted 21 digs, and it was for the last bottle.
Well, to be fair, 2 bottles and the amount of hearts we have for a runner like Thalane is like lap of luxury.
Yeah. Just add on the fact that once we find the powder, we can just have infinite fairies. And we're good to go.
All right, hammer pegs now for Thalane. So, with the way the league is structured, each matchup features two runners. Each week features two runners from each team facing off in two separate matches. This is the first match for these teams. Their second match is scheduled for tomorrow at 9 p.m. Eastern on Speed Gaming 3. It will be Marty representing Error 216 versus Boyne for Team Missing Bow. That should be a barn burner of a matchup there. Very well rewarded for bringing Jeremiah home is Thalane.
I just now realized that Missing Bow is missing the mirror to get their Missing Bow.
Yeah,
I just now put that together.
apparently this happened a lot to Missing Bow in Season 1 too, because Missing Bow is another team returning from Season 1. Apparently they kept getting bow mode seeds when they played, so the randomizer logic has a sense of humor apparently. Error 216, because this question came up a few times. 216 is the number of item locations in Link to the Past. And the error part is just probably a kind of playing on error codes for the internet. Like, everybody's seen, error 404, page not found, that sort of thing. And 126 is just a typo because that happens. Stumpy just decided to give Thalane his life savings before he turns into a tree.
There's a ton of cash in Thalane's pocket right now.
Indeed.
I wouldn't be surprised if Zora is on his mind, and if it is, that'll move him towards the fire rod.
Indeed it
And
will.
that's the only advantage Taale has gone out the window.
Yep. Thalane leaving the chest way, way away from Hype Cave.
Legacy reputation, let's find out.
Alright. The artist, sometimes known as Hype Cave, starts off with a red boomerang, 50 rupees, the Arrow of Destiny, another 50 rupees, and 20 rupees.
Lived up to his current reputation.
It's a Kickstarter. Well played, chat. Well played.
I just saw that too, yeah, that's pretty good.
Also, of note, nice chest turning from Thalane there. Alright.
Now, Thalane can check the entirety of desert here on this pass.
He could indeed. Just a bloopy from the purple chest there.
Yeah, and then moving over to check Bombos. Probably will drop down and check Agina, if he hasn't done so already, and then go into Desert Palace.
Yeah, we have not seen Nagina from either runner, which, as touched on a little bit earlier, just a little piece of love on the Bombos tablet. That's another thing for Thalane. Having not done those flipper checks, he's still on Fighter Sword.
Actually, did he check Agina already? I think he did. When he did when he did checkerboard. Because he's moving over to go to Swamp now.
Mm-hmm. If he did,
Or no,
I missed it. Yes, the end goal of this particular seed is to defeat Ganon, which you have to unlock Ganon's tower to do so, and that requires all 7 crystals. Oh, looks like he's going to go to Lake Hylia is the lane, and he's going to start doing the flipper checks here. While we're kind of in a lull as we see checks that have already happened from both of our runners, good time as any to kind of go a little bit deeper about the league. There are 64 teams, up from 16 in the first iteration of the league, and 2 conferences with 4 divisions each, and I'm mathing so hard right now, you guys. 7 teams in each division, I think it is. that doesn't sound right. Anyway, there are 7 weeks in the league, and each week has a different seed, a different set of options as Thalane receives its Master Sword. 8 teams per division from iBot.
Yeah, that makes more sense because it's
yes, math.
half. Each conference is half the teams.
Yep. Anyway. So week 1 here is just a no-frills, open mode, defeat Ganon. Next week will be what is called Ambrosia, which is a seed that starts with standard mode, which is you have to do the old school Link to the Past, the opening sequence in the rainy night there before you can open up the rest of the world. You start with a sword, and Uncle spoils the boost location for you. And then every single dungeon boss is guaranteed to drop an item, and that's Ambrosia. And that's what our teams will be contending with next week.
That seems like it'll be pretty fun to watch, actually.
Yep. Thalane is going to turn in the Pyramid Fairy here.
Yeah, we're gonna get a little bit of a high five here, as both runners are gonna be in the pyramid area at the same time.
All right. I know I personally am looking forward to week 4, the mystery week, which the seed will be generated, and our runners will not know what mode is in play until they do a little bit of investigating in the game itself, because it will be determined randomly by Sahasrara bot using a league-specific set of weights. It could be anything from randomized entrances to boss shuffle to key sanity to any or all of the above.
Yeah, a mystery seed pretty much. I don't even think we'll know in the commentary booth what it will be.
I do not believe so, no.
So we will also be in the dark, and we'll have to figure this out as we go.
All right. Taale gonna check Catfish here. Thalane, meanwhile...
Catfish has bombs.
Looks like Thalane's gonna do Graveyard and, well, Graveyard, because we don't have boots.
So we haven't mentioned it yet, but Thalane did find the shovel at the Pyramid Fairy. That could be required. We don't know yet.
All right. Nothing on Graveyard there. And now the item hunt begins for both of our runners. Looks like Taale is heading towards the eastern area. So Taale might be making the play to eastern and Palace of Darkness here. Or at the very least eastern. And Saha does not have that mirror, so Palace of Darkness is going to be a little bit awkward to get to.
Maybe just a quick jump to the south to go through the portal. No big deal. Thalane, though, meanwhile, is on the way towards Catfish and Zora, and also the Fire Rod in the Waterfall Fairy Cave. So Thalane is most assuredly on the right track. And no, Taale was just checking Sahasrara and noping out.
Oh boy. Grabbing some potion refills here. Interesting with the abundance of rupees that Taale is just grabbing green potions.
There's the Fire Rod.
I see.
Yeah,
Taale's
I see
gonna
too.
potion glitch, yeah. There's Fire Rod for Thalane in that Waterfall Fairy.
Now, have we seen Zora yet?
We have not seen the King of Scams himself. No, Taale did not have enough money when she came up here earlier.
All right. So this will be our first look at this item, and then if it's the King of Samaria, that's huge for Thalane.
Yep. All right. The King of Scams takes 500 rupees and gives the King of Samaria.
Did I just call that?
You called that. That's oh boy.
Well then, Ladies and gentlemen, we are Bombos in Go mode for Thalane.
So what's in Turtle Rock? We don't know yet. In fact, we haven't seen either of our runners even check what the Turtle Rock medallion
Oh
is.
no! Oh, I just realized that is the worst thing to find now for Thalane, because now Turtle Rock's open, and that could mean that Bombos, if it's not required also for Turtle Rock, could be on the pedestal. That is now an option.
Yeah, that's right. Oh boy. Oh boy. This could get interesting here. Chat pointing out Thalane will probably use that mirror and that Book of Medora when he goes to Skull Woods to check the pedestal.
Probably.
Meanwhile, Taale in Palace of Darkness is indeed going to be heading towards the potion glitch area here, the camera unlock glitch. Alright.
So, emptying the magic a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
And as Taale is walking left and running up against this wall, that'll break the camera in this room, allowing you to scroll the mimics off screen, which counts them as being dead, opening the door.
Yep. Because, once again, Link to the Past was a very well-coded video game. Well, I say is, because even now, almost 30 years later, we are still discovering new ways to break this game over our knees. Case in point, the Icebreaker and Diver Down glitches we were discussing earlier. Alright, so, Taale gonna be finding those Titan Smiths here.
So this will be a good thing and also a bad thing for Taale, but at the same time, mirror could still be required. Our Bombos medallion, for all we know, could be in Swamp.
Yeah. Alright, so Thalane now in Skull Woods. And we are again seeing just kind of duplicate checks from our runners because we saw Taale clear out Skull Woods earlier, and Thalane has already been through Palace of Darkness. So at this point, it's just a matter of where in the world is our gosh dang Bombos, which does happen to be another team in the league. Because team names in this league are pretty strong. But I think mine's third strongest.
I understood that reference. I understood that one. I played Earthbound.
Yep. Alright. So Thalane now going to use the Cane of Samaria to have a far easier time in this room. To receive that small key and immediate mirror. Yeah, boot locations and dig spot is pretty much it for unchecked overworld locations.
Alright, mirrors up. Oh, no, Thalane's gonna check for the... Alright,
I mean, might as well kill Mothula first before doing anything else, as Taale has received the Titan's mitts. Let's see here. About the only things we could care about on pedestal would
Bombo
be
straight up.
Bombo straight up. If you want to be completely disgusting about it, it could be either boots or powder.
And that's about it. You can't have the ice rod there. Actually, no, boots, I don't think, are a safe option to be on the pet either because of desert.
Well, if desert isn't boots locked.
Yeah.
There's a possibility. The possibility exists. Thalane gonna have a slightly easier time with Moth here, because the Moth decided not to be a pain in Thalane's neck.
Alright, so that's crystal number 5 for Thalane.
Yeah, and Thalane is still keeping pace of a crystal every 10 minutes or so, which is insane for open mode.
And could still go and do the Ice Palace as well. Just get that taken care of as well. And that could be Bombos too. We don't know where it is.
Yeah, there are still plenty of places where that Bombos could be here.
Yeah, Bombos is pretty much our Ice Rod this seed. The only thing it can't be is in Misery Mire.
Yep. So I think Taale was thinking about heading into Ice Palace and aborted to get some potions to help the trip along here. And here
Alright.
comes the pedestal check.
Moment of truth, folks.
Powder!
The powder is on the pedestal.
Oh no!
That locks one item. And they
Boy.
can't break around it now because they both turned into mushroom.
Yep.
So they both cannot do fake powder.
I was about to say, fake powder is off the table for both of our runners. Of course, they have no way of knowing that the other person has done that, has turned in that mushroom. So that is now going to be a concern for the lane. What if my opponent fake powdered?
Oh boy, this seed just got very exciting, very fast.
Yep. My goodness, and Taale is, in fact, in Ice Palace here.
Our first look. Will we see the Bombos medallion here?
There's
Not
the
yet.
big key.
Not yet.
And it looks like both of our runners are going to be in ice in approximately the same time here.
Taale having only a couple minutes of a head start, at most.
Taale going to be a bit more equipped with backups in case something goes wrong here. Thalane, I believe, just has whatever was in those bottles to start with. So Thalane has at least one green goo. But yeah, Taale at this point basically wants to just rush. I think Taale's best option at this point is to rush pendants as much as possible and hope that well, for Taale's situation, because she does not know what's on the pedestal at the moment, she's hoping it's a pedestal seed. Like, she's probably hoping, well, hopefully something's on pedestal.
Well, here's the thing, though. We don't know where the ice road is to put the pedestal completely in logic, and we still might need the boots as well.
Yeah.
And Talane's in a much stronger position, I feel, to check those dungeons and pull through them. Because Taale still needs the mirror to get the swap if there's a pet seed.
Yeah, don't get me wrong. Thalane is still very much in control here, but that could change easily if Taale starts making some plays here. And yes, Thalane does have an execution advantage on both runners because, I mean, Thalane, in the pre-race technical mishaps, Thalane, once it was determined that an issue was going to force a restart, just casually overworld glitched with no boots or sword. Just, you know, just another day at the office.
Yeah, and that is not easy to do.
And as chat points out, we do not technically know what medallion is needed to enter Turtle Rock yet.
And if it's also Bombos,
to get into Turtle Rock.
And if it's Bombos as well to enter Turtle Rock, then we know the powder can't lead to Bombos, so Peta will be dead. I think the right play for the lane to make after doing ice is to check Turtle Rock.
Well, yes, because that also will be running by Hook Shot and Super Bunny Cave. And I know we've seen 2 out of the 3 items in ice so far. We've seen bombs, and we've seen boots! Das Boots!
Okay, that makes it so that desert can be completely cleared out, regardless of key logic. That also opens up 2 more overworld checks for both of our runners. And at once the ice rod, do you go to just YOLO Turtle Rock at that point?
Oh man. Oh man, that is a real tough call.
Yeah, I can't even begin to think of how this scene was gonna play out now.
Oh man, I feel like if you're Taale and you find Ice Rod, yeah, you go to Taale still doesn't even have any medallion. Taale hasn't found Quake because she has not gone to the downstairs part of Escape, heading towards Zelda's cell. Good gracious.
Meanwhile, Cold Stare fight going through.
Nicely done.
Indeed. And only a compass here, so this was not Samaria locked.
Yeah, Taale, Team Missing Bow is in fact still missing their bow. Taale either needs to go to Escape to find that mirror to go to the top of Spectacle Rock, or she needs to go to the Mire Shed and get the mirror, the bow that is in Mire Shed.
And Taale does know about the bow in Spectacle Rock, does not know about the bow in Mire Shed, to note.
And I just now realized we were discussing earlier doing Palace of Darkness before having the bow. Palace of Darkness was technically bow locked, wasn't it? Because the big key was in the left side room.
It is. So intended first bow is the one on Spectacle Rock. Oh, that's bombs. It's not bombos.
Yep. All right. So Thalane heading down for the Cold Stare kill himself. Gonna keep right on that crystal per 10-minute pace, but that curve's probably gonna get wrecked with this Bombo Surge.
Guard denying Taale to be able to go dash. Good corner trap.
Good job keeping those trapped.
Nice kill.
Nice, clean Master Sword Bombos fight for Bombos. Cold Stare fight.
And I unfortunately, in admiring that execution masterpiece, I missed the item that Taale just got out of the bonk rocks.
It was nothing. It was like rupees.
Mm.
Oh. Lumberjack check. Hold on a minute. I don't think we saw this. Oh, wait, yeah, we did. Thalane checked it earlier. All right. So, Taale gonna be heading to Dark Death Mountain here. Either that or just stare wistfully at that bow, but I don't think that's a constructive use of your time right now.
Taale is making the play to go up Turtle Rock.
All right, so it's gonna be moment of truth time here shortly. If it's Quake or Ether, that pedestal dream is still alive. If it's Bombos, then the ped is dead.
And we also know that bombos can't be in there, which saves us a lot of time looking around as well. In fact, I think it just leads to Swamp. And whatever's on Death Mountain here.
A good point from chat as well. Taale still hasn't gone to King Zora, still does not have that Cane of Samaria.
Yeah, so this will most likely be a check of the medallion and nothing else. And also Hookshot Cave.
Mateo6459, thank you for the tier 1 subscription to Speed Gaming. Enjoy those emotes.
Alright. Super Bunny Cave.
Ether.
And Bombos!
Oh boy!
We are now in no mode, and Thalane is on his way there right now. So it will very shortly be go mode for Thalane.
Yep.
Still,
Yeah.
not an easy road ahead for Thalane. It'll be a Master Silver's fight. Master Sword being arguably the slowest way to fight Ganon.
Yes. Half
magic
magic and
for-
hook shot.
Bombs, 20 rupees, and a heart piece. And Taale did not check the medallion, but Taale knows he's done. That's go mode for Taale in 1 hour, 4 minutes, and 18 seconds.
I bought. So about that getting of that crystal at a 10-minute pace. Yeah, about that.
Still on pace.
Yeah.
Still on pace. You might be ahead of pace now. Elf Runner is now heading over into the Misery Mire region, although it is a very different story here.
Yep. Taale gonna receive that bow and probably be heading over to Eastern and Pod.
And Talane's gonna be entering. So I was right. Didn't need the mirror this seed. But it turned out to make Thalane's checks all the more faster.
Yes, you did. Titans were bow locked.
Logically, yes, you did need it. But you
Yeah.
could skip it. Yeah, I don't expect Thalane to have any trouble getting with Master Silver.
Yeah.
But it is still a noteworthy difficult fight all the same.
Yeah.
To do Master Sword Ganon.
Yeah.
Silvers or otherwise.
Yes, Master Sword Ganon is a very tedious fight, a very long fight, and you do have to be paying attention for a very long, for an extended period of time for this game at least. So anything can happen if you lose focus, but with 3 potions available to Thalane, even just kind of a momentary lapse of focus is recoverable from.
Yeah. And he might find the Temper Soul on the way.
And we
That's
do
a
have a
big key.
Godmire.
Oh, boy.
Oh, is he? Oh, the hover. Oh, nope. Rip.
He went for it. I'll give him props for that.
You almost had it. The rare Go Mode Godmire. Or at least for me. Alright, so Thalane taking that big key, heading down towards the Vitreous boss fight, which, with those silvers, should be a fairly easy mop-up. And Taale, of course, taking that bow, gonna be doing Eastern here. Probably then also heading into Palace of Darkness. I think Thalane is trying to do spooky here.
Maybe.
Something didn't quite go right, though, so he's going to have to do it the old-fashioned way.
Yeah, spooky. There is a little bit of technical thing behind it. Could have messed it up at some point. It's something that if you understand it, you know exactly what went wrong.
Yeah.
It's the best way to describe it.
Yep. All right. So, as the run continues here, goes towards its conclusion.
Blink and you'll miss it. Down here comes Vitreous, and down goes Vitreous.
Yeah.
No silvers, just absolutely shredding the boss.
And there's the mirror equipped for Thalane. 7th crystal for Thalane at 1 hour, 8 minutes, 6 seconds. Good
And
gracious.
ladies and gentlemen, with that crystal chest, we have a game we like to play. There are 22 items in Ganon's Tower's basement. Only one of those chests can have the Ganon's Tower big key. We see the numbers flying in chat. You're guessing which chest has the big key in it, in the order that we opened the chests.
Yes.
Westside Vandal, which do you think will be today?
Because this chat moves so fast, both of my usual numbers are already taken, so I just typed the first thing that came to mind, which was 5.
This scene's been going pretty well. I'm gonna say Ganon's Tower's gonna troll a little bit. Also, I want Thalane to find a sword, so I'm gonna say chest 18 will have the big key. Gives Thalane a little bit of time to find that tempered sword in there, if it's even there at all.
Indeed. All right, so voting will close as soon as we see Thalane enter Ganon's Tower. He is currently heading up Death Mountain here. Looks like he's going to use the portal on top of Turtle Rock here.
Makes sense to me.
So the person who gets closest without to the actual number will receive a number of points on the leaderboard, depending on how many participants we have. It'll probably be a lot because there are a lot of participants. Useless information, Ether to open Turtle Rock.
And Ether was right next to Bombos.
Yep.
So Super Cave had access to all the medallion dungeons. All right, we're gonna start. They're closing the game up here in just a few short seconds. Any last second guesses? And 25 points are up for grabs now as we enter Ganon's Tower. Thalane, starting with the Hope Room.
All right.
Small key. Cane of Berna. Gonna go
looks
right.
like he's gonna, full right here.
Shout out to Tower Room being most common to beat chest number 22 in Ganon's Tower Big Key Guessing Game.
Yep. All right.
No one wants to wait 30 seconds for one item.
Chest number 3, 4, 5, and 6 coming up for Thalane here.
Nice boot stash there.
Indeed.
Send that block flying. Chest number 3, bombs. Chest number 4, more bombs. Chest number 5, more bombs. Chest number 6, 50 rupees. Oh man, there should have been another 3 bomb pack. Come on. Just all the bombs on the right side. All right,
nicely done.
Item number 7 is the torch. Even if he doesn't pick it up, it still counts.
And item number 7 is going to be a piece of heart.
All right, 8, 9, 10, and 11. That's what we call the Stalfos room, or words. Alternatively, we call it the Dark Magician room because it'd be another routing strategy you sometimes see here. And there it is, chest number 8. Number 9 has a small. 10 that has 20. So it is chest number 8. And Pensu General, great username there, wins the game here today.
He's also on a lifetime supply of Link to the Past Randomizer seeds, redeemable at ALTTPR.com. Void where prohibited. No purchase necessary. Emulator and ROM not included. And the Ganon climb begins for Thalane. Taale, meanwhile, is just doing the Smith's Chain. Unfortunately, does not appear to have remembered the bottom of escape. Or just at this point probably expects, if it's in bottom of escape, I've lost already anyway. Alright, hammer pegs for Taale. I mean, I guess the one bonus Taale has over Thalane is she was able to do it with the assistance of the boots, speeding things up a bit.
Yeah, but Thalane just routing was on point this scene. Everything just kind of fell into place. Just
Everything just
One
kind of
at a
fell into
time,
place.
piece by
Exactly,
piece.
yeah. All right. The climb continues for Thalane. My
Laying
personal
down to
least...
3 hearts.
Oh, yeah, that's the problem.
Shouldn't have any issues though. This is the worst of it is over.
Nice, clean Landmo 2 kill there with those silvers. Well done.
And time for arguably the most cleanest, most impressive rooms in the game, rather.
Yeah.
Just look at that.
Yeah. Doing that well always makes me feel great, and then I get to this next room and mess it up a few times.
And the lane just makes it look easy.
Yep, I was expecting that. Alright, torch out for this torch room here. Well done for Thalane.
Does a nice item dash as well.
Yeah. Gonna get a magic refill and allow time for the sprite despawn to not be a thing.
Plenty of keys. Maybe we'll check the chest here for a tempered sword.
Yep, looks like it. Nothing doing there, so just 2 chests. Oh, excuse me, 1 chest remaining. Or no, 2, because Moldorm's final possessions.
Yeah, the
Nothing
Moldorm chest
doing
has
there.
1 more item for us.
Half magic, unfortunately, for Thalane is in Hookshot Cave, which he skipped entirely because Bombos was in Super Bunny, and Bombos happened to be our go mode for this seed.
Yeah, we don't really need it.
Moldorm has just been bullying Thalane this seed, by the way.
Yeah, almost
Just-
knocked it down in both fights. But down goes Moldorm. 1 final chest.
Nice timing.
Oh, now that was a 4 part piece. That would have been perfect.
Yep. Unfortunately, no such luck for Thalane, both with the hearts and with the search for the tempered sword. Meanwhile, Taale, unfortunately, or Taale, pardon me, is unfortunately in Desert Palace.
Alright, good stacking here on the Aga clones. 2 hits. We need a total of 6. What is this pattern?
Woo!
I've never seen that one before.
I'm not sure if that was a double or a triple.
That was a double, and I think that was a triple right there.
Yep.
There's a tempered sword for Taale, and ladies and gentlemen, with Aga 2 down, it is now time to fight the pig, and Thalane is up for battle.
Yeah,
Master
and
sword in hand, slashes do not work on Ganon. Thalane must do spin attack, and it is 12 spin attacks for the first 2 phases. It is the trident throw and the fire spin to advance each of them those phases. Afterwards, 4 more spins as Ganon stops teleporting during the ground stomp phase. And then it'll be the darkness technique. 1 more spin, and then letting loose 4 silver arrows while Ganon's done with the lights on. If he did not have the silver arrows, it would have been 24 more spins as Ganon teleports away in phase 4.
Yeah, that's yeah. Master Sword Ganon is brutal. And there's our Agina check. Unfortunately, just a heart container. On Tails' end, as the lane continues the Master Sword Ganon fight here.
Now, I think the lane does still have the blue potion. Alright, we're on phase 2 now.
Okay.
Oh no!
Oh, that's a death. And I do not believe we found a fairy at any point, so that's a rip.
There is a fairy outside if he wants to pick it up.
Oh, nope. The lane going right back into the breach. Nice double to start off there.
Yeah, getting these double spins is going to be immensely important.
Oh, and
This is a really good position. Can easily get some doubles.
yeah, and Taale is just frustration continuing here. Went and dug up the piece of heart with the shovel.
I think we're on phase 2. This is a really good time. This is the time the lane needs to start layering those hits. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. He needs 2 more.
Yep. And now Taale heading into Misery Mire.
Unfortunately, can't get a good angle there.
He...
Gonna take the pass on the cycle, play it safe. Ooh! Alright, 1. Waiting for the shield to shrink. Alright,
Got it.
that should be the end of phase 2 for Ganon. Okay, now because it teleports. If the lane is slow in hitting these spins here, Ganon will shoot an arcing or spiraling fire bat shot that will leave fire on the ground as it travels. Really doesn't want to deal with that. Also, the fire bats in phases 3 and 4 have reverse knockback, by which I mean they reverse your controls, they don't actually knock you back. And if you go into the pit, you have to restart the entire fight.
Indeed. We have seen a Ganon knockback cost runners races before, so...
1 silver shot here. And a light of the torch. So I'll only have to worry about relaying the left torch. Both lights would go out normally. Fires the silver to the north. Only getting a single hit there. Does get a silverless hit in. And that's going to be it. Ladies and gentlemen, get your GG in the chat for Thalane. Excellent race. Good pace. This is
assuming
going to be...
Thalane survives the most dangerous 1x3 in all of Hyrule, but...
Yeah. And that is it. Thalane has crossed the finish line in first place with an official SRL time of 1 hour, 20 minutes, and 56 seconds.
Alright. GG's in chat for Thalane there. And, yep, that is going to be, unfortunately, a forfeit from Taale. That's understandable, however, after...
Yeah.
After the thrashing that the logic gave Taale here. Oop. One moment.
And we are now joined, I believe, by Thalane. GG's to you, and congratulations on winning this race here.
Hey,
Striking
GG's.
first in the league.
So,
Excuse me?
striking first
sorry.
here in your division, rather.
Oh, yeah.
And could I just say, though Steve was just super kind to you in terms of your routing. He just kind of handed you everything as you went. You pretty much did a crystal every 10 minutes.
I don't know. I have to somewhat agree and also somewhat disagree. Like, at the start, it felt really nice. Getting, all the good items, kind of like anywhere I went, I got something like really good that gave me lots of spots and progression, right? But then when I came back to the Zora area, which was open like, I don't know, like 10 minutes into the seed or something, I found Fire Rod, I found Kane. I was like, man, if like Bombos is somewhere like ridiculously available like early on, that might be rough, right? So yeah, gladly. It was kind of, I don't know, like not really off, but I had like other things to do, which I think was like perfectly fine. Doing all of Dark World before going up the mountain, because there was like a lot of checks you could do in like one swoop, right?
Yeah, the big thing that sets you ahead this seed really was actually the mirror, which ended up logically required, and also that pretty much just cleaned up your routing, gave you the bow so you could do Pod and Eastern right away. Taale did find the bow, but got the one in Misery Mire shed.
Yeah, I've watched the restream here at the end, and I think probably she also didn't have enough money to pay Zora, right? Because she doesn't have the cane either.
No.
Correct. She went up to that early, and unfortunately, did not have the money when she went early.
Yeah. Did find the Fire Rod, though, relatively early.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I felt like you could have played the seed about 10 minutes faster, but this was still like good enough. I wouldn't play it any different. I think the next time I played it, and like with Escape, I feel like if you don't do Uncle Start and you get like a weapon somewhere like relatively soon, you want to come back and just clear that real quick. Just the front, I guess, and maybe if you want to do the Dark Cross too, if you don't have Lamp, and you can go there. But yeah, I always feel like in open mode, people try to skip out on Hyrule Castle like way too often, and I mean, it's like 3 chests. It takes a while, right? But it's like what, 2 or 3 minutes, and I think that's okay.
Yeah. So I want to ask you about your thoughts regarding the pedestal, and then worrying about the bombos being behind that powder, and then finding both ether and then bombos.
Yeah. So pedestal, I felt like I kind of didn't even want to check it because it was like super unlikely that something is there, I guess. But then again, it was like available if T-Rock was not bombos, I guess, right? So I thought, okay, go and check it real quick. And then I saw it was powder, and I thought, okay, man, you turned a mushroom already, but there's like the entire world is still open, so let's not worry about that for now and do something else. And then if it's really there, well, that's yeah, not good, I guess.
Yeah, we did find a third sword though. At least Taale found it just as you were entering, finishing off Vitrius. It was in desert in the big key chest.
Oh, yeah. See, I thought about clearing desert when I did the Maya Shed check, but yeah, I don't know. It's like a fast travel back, right, with the like mirror, and I also found book, I think, before going there even, because it was in port, right? And so it was like a quick travel back to desert anyway, if something's in there. So I thought, okay, let's clear crystals first, because there was like always a crystal dungeon available, except for like at the very end where I was only looking for bombos, and yeah, then ether. Like, I opened the chest, it was ether. I was like, man, would be funny if bombos was in the other chest, wouldn't it? And then I opened it, it was bombos. I was like, man, that's too good. And then immediately save and quit because I kind of, already thought about it. So I was quick on reacting there, I guess.
Well, GG's you giving Error 216 in your team, of course, a very early point advantage here, but it's still very early in the week as well.
Yeah, that's true.
Gonna have more than likely a share of the division lead after tonight's action, because some of your division rivals will be competing at 8:30 p.m. Eastern tonight on this very channel. It'll be Yodanashi versus Ridley Dragon, Land of the Blind versus Team Challenged, and that's just one out of I have the numbers down here somewhere. Where is it? 12 scheduled matches tonight, with 10 of them having scheduled restreams. Speedgaming.org/ALTTPR League for the full slate of games, because again, we could sit here and discuss all of them at length, and it would take almost as much time as this race did.
Yeah, and and if you want to see more league racing right now, we have another team. I cannot pronounce that.
Oh, do you want me to pronounce it?
Please
Is it the
do.
German phrase theme?
Yeah, it's a German team. It's called Oops, da war's auch nicht. So
Yeah,
there
they
you
are fighting Normal Foxes right now on Speed Gaming 3. Raylan Tanker specifically versus Nobly the Foreign, I believe that's how it's spelled. Or is it Nobly? I don't know. And then later on today, also on Speed Gaming 3, we have Pug Trio versus UJ Clan. Wazy Worlds versus Athlete going on Speed Gaming 3 as well. And then later on tonight here, also at 6:30, we'll have the French Canadians versus the Spoilers, Nimban versus Zelda Tassan. But in the meantime, folks, make sure to follow Thalane as well as Taale here, giving us an excellent race tonight. Very well done. Of course, also make sure to follow Speeding 226. You don't miss any league racing, any racing action, not just the league races here. And of course, we also feature some of our races on the ALTTPR Randomizer League Twitch site. We actually have one of those races tonight here at 8 p.m. That'll be 2 Pearl 2 Furias versus the Long Shots. Those are the team names. It'll be Trinex versus Tyler Salt.
And I'm typing it out in chat right now, but the ATPLR League channels are the ALTTPR League and the ALTTPR League 2 through 4, and I just realized I typoed it in chat. Good job, me. So follow all of those channels if you want more league action over the next 7 weeks of the regular season, plus the playoffs. Speed Gaming and Speed Gaming 236, as my co-com Wolflink just said, for not only league action, but all sorts of speed gaming. And with that, unless you have anything else for us, Thalane, apparently not, because he's already muted. Nope, there he is.
I'm still here. Yeah, no. No, not really. Just quick shout outs to all my friends watching, I guess. And thank you guys for commentating and for tracking. It's always a pleasure that we still have so many volunteers doing all this stuff.
Yeah,
so
because-
thank you. Thanks a lot.
Yeah,
Once
there are
again,
10
for-
streams scheduled, and all of them have crews. That's how dedicated this community is.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Also, of course, make sure to follow Elbato2, our tracker tonight, of course, as well as Wesley Ben, my co-commentator, and I suppose me if you want to. We are the commentary team for this race tonight. But with that being all said and done, folks, that's going to do it for us here. So, all of us here at Link to the Best Randomizer League, I have been Wolfling0370, and we shall see you all next time, and thank you for watching. Have a good day, everyone.
GG's.
Ciao, see you. GG's.